stars to bring you the opening game of the day. We haven't quite decided on the connection yet. Is it Toby Black? Is it Blackie1? We're not sure, but nevertheless, it's Toby1 and Black.
We'll give him like a furlough for that one. That was the first transition of the day for Red Eye. Things are obviously a little bit rough.
Let's give him a pass.
A pass? Okay.
A pass.
Yeah.
Barely.
A get out of hosting free card for Red Eye. Now, I'm Toby1. I'm here with Black. We're going to have ourselves a fantastic time and a great way to start off the day of Dota 2 when Mineski wants to give us some unusual and fun lanes. Obviously, the panel was leading a little bit more towards Kinguin's more standard, hard to lock down and just very sustainable draft. What is Mineski thinking? You've played with a couple of these boys before. iceiceice, your brother from potentially the same mother. What do you think they're thinking of right now? And especially understanding too that Mushi is the one who drafted this. He was in the captain's seat for this draft.
I'm not sure why they actually changed drafters, because Jabz was always drafting before, and I think only for this tournament Mushi actually took over. So I'm not entirely sure what the story is behind that, but Mineski in general had like a very big history of running these safe lane strength heroes as carry. They had like Slaughter,
30 seconds
and now
to
the Omni-Knight as well. What he's probably going to do is going to go for the Radiance kind of build, so he can become this like tanky frontline that deals a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it works out. But the lane obviously is super strong with the Degen aura.
It makes sense as long as Sniper then has damage, right? Because you can get your team fight controller, which can come in from Mushi, but unless that Sniper is going to do work, then you got nothing. But can they keep the Sniper safe? Can Mineski keep them safe and at still a distance he can do damage?
Well, that's what I picked these 4 heroes for, because all 4 of them can kind of protect the Sniper. And actually, Omni level 15 gets a talent that gives him 90 damage. So he's gonna hit very hard.
iceiceice, a thief in the night. He's not on the free level, but he did steal a bounty rune, critical attack.
Well, he got 2 bounty runes. It's pretty good for a Phoenix. He already has his magic wand. Again, well, he can't really lane against that lane at all. So he's probably just gonna get bullied out.
He's got Jabz with him, so the way they're laning this is now with Mineski, they're leaving the top lane for Mushi to go solo. So we've seen this a lot where you can talk about the 3 positions who take what is referred to commonly as the safe lane, but let's just call it top lane for now. So Mushi goes one-on-one with the Brewmaster. Mid lane turns into the dual lane where ninjaboogie becomes the meat shield with the Ogre, working together with the Sniper against the Death Prophet, difficult to kill. And then the off lane from Mineski, they got the extra numbers. In fact, maybe they don't. That rolling ball forward from Kacor going after Jabz. Jabz is down here with iceiceice going up against the defensive Trine lane. So they're keeping both the Wyvern as well as the Earth Spirit on this bottom lane by adding that pressure, by making iceiceice target number 1. And they're going at him again. Icarus dives coming off cooldown in just a second. The shards actually locking in the Winter Wyvern. There's no extra damage for iceiceice. That's not worth the dive unless he had spirits to throw out.
I'm a bit worried for Mineski because they don't really have a tempo hero at all. The only thing they have is like very strong lanes, but they don't really have like Initiator, they don't really have a blink hero at all. The only stun they have is Ogre, as well as
the kick. It's nice. Icarus dive away.
Oh, it was close, man.
Able to jump up just in time, and Kacor, he's taking too much damage from the tower. Mineski on the off lane against the defensive tri-lane, actually still first blood.
That is the weakness of a Lycan. Lycan in the lane is very, like, he can sustain a lot, but you can't really be aggressive with him, right? Like, you walk up and you hit people for like, what, 50 damage, and then what do?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, middle lane, rolling boulder into the kick. This is where Kacor can come in. They only just moved off with a 2-minute rune ninjaboogie, so he wasn't there to help out, be that body blocker for the Sniper. And this is a great example for Kinguin for how they can close the distance on that Sniper. Small opportunity, and they capitalize.
It was a very good timing because the Ogre just went for the rune, and the Sniper got a little bit careless. Like, usually when a support dies like that, he's always going to try to TP to a lane and find an opportunity to kill.
Rolling boulder, slowing down the Wyvern. He has to go into the Arctic Burn, dragging the creep wave up as well. And, okay, he's actually taking a little bit too much damage from the neutrals. Down to 9 HP. He will hit the ground crawling.
At this point, he should just deny himself, honestly. Like, there's no reason to walk back to the base right now.
Maybe he's trying to save up for a specific item, doesn't want to lose any...
Yeah, he probably wants to have boots, but like this is going to cost so much time now.
Yeah. Crawling back to base. Obviously, you do have the mechanic changed a while ago. Again, Kacor going for this attack. ninjaboogie is going to be able to TP in now, but the Spirit Cypher's making it difficult for Moon to get the distance, but not difficult, not impossible. Back to the tier 1 tower, begins his salve. Here goes another shrapnel charge down. Castle has the rolling boulder away. They don't have the damage to kill him off. But
There was a
supports
miss
from Kinguin barely living in these attacks.
That was a miss of the sniper, otherwise the Earth would actually have died. And the DP also had a miss on sniper, actually 2 I think. So they both would have died actually if they, well, RNGs on both their sides, I guess.
Shards locking an exotic deer. They got the slows, these sprites from iceiceice doing the burn to the lichen. He's still got a lot of consumable 7 tango charges plus the salve, so this lichen can survive. I have no problem with that at all.
Go mid lane again.
Yeah, but this
DP might have to get a solo kill on this guy.
yes, has to roll in boulder so deep in to go for this. Goes for the kick onto the sniper. But both Nisha as well as kacor were focusing on 2 different targets.
Just speaking about the lanes though, Phoenix usually is a hard counter in lane to the Lycan trope until he gets level 6. Simply because you can't touch the Phoenix. Most melee heroes have that problem, but especially the Lycan. He has no way to even gap close. The only thing he can do is sustain the lane and try to get farm.
Do they actually have great ways of even removing the egg later on? Like,
Only BKB Lycan.
Only BKB like
And
it.
it's pretty much the only thing, right? DP doesn't do anything. Panda, the Brewmaster split doesn't even damage the egg at all. And Wyvern and Earth Spirit are kind of like not really there to hit it.
Oh, Jabz, if he can get the shards off and lock somebody in, he'll be very happy about it, but not going to happen. For now, Nisha with that double damage room was looking to do as much pressure to the mid as possible. This top lane is just...
It's very hard for the Panda.
It's hammer and stick is what it is.
Yeah. I'm surprised Omni didn't get a Soul Ring actually. It's like a very essential item for him, especially in a lane like this. He would be able to dominate him very easily.
Would you normally get like both Soul Ring as well as Arcane? Someone who's looking to keep the sustain going once Mineski's ready to 5-man ball.
I think if you're a carry Omni like this, you want to get it and go into face boots. Because I really think the carry Omni build is patches. You want to get face boots and then Radiance afterwards.
Rolling boulders in very deep, forces rotation out from the Wyvern. Looks like Mineski are really not that interested in this, and they're going to be very happy. Actually, Sentry, yeah, the Sentry is in range. Getting rid of the vision of Kinguin in the mid, rolling boulder forward, this time from kacor. Losing that high ground vision, they do not get the initiation onto Mineski.
And I just want to make sure that the supports are occupied because, as I said, the Lycan can't really 1v1 the Phoenix. Phoenix will have a very, very good time there. You can see he has a lot of network. Actually 400 more than the Lycan already. And as long as the Radiant supports are occupied with mid lane, he will just continue to dominate that lane.
Mushi is really starting to get the upper hand. Bottom lane, rolling boulder forward. Icarus dive is available, but he's happy to stand because Jabz has rotated over, so they keep the sprites going, slowing down the attacks of kacor, and they're actually focusing primarily on the ES, just letting exotic deer sit there and have little to no effect. But where is that dive out? It's already been used, so iceiceice will fall. And this is what Kinguin needed to finally punish that off lane of Mineski, who has been a pain in the ass.
I'm a bit surprised they got caught there because they actually have the ward bottom, which spotted the rotation of the Winter as well. It's not the worst because you got 2 earn charges, so now they can put on a lot of pressure on the Lycan again. Level 5 Phoenix. Once he's level 6, this Lycan is gonna be very sad. Might even get a solo kill on him.
It does show though, like, just how little Mineski give a crap about the Lycan in this early phase. Like, they fought around him. And
they just ignored him completely.
Yeah. Once Hal wears off, like, what does exotic deer really even bring to an engagement at the moment?
Yeah. Well, he only can right click. Until you're level 6, you're not really a big threat on Lycan at all, unless you skill the wolves, which he didn't.
No.
Man, Omni with Bloodlust is so damn strong. You see that? He's just whacking him down. So he went for the face boots.
Impossible to run away now with the face boots up running. A lot of physical damage, and he's got the 3 points degen aura and the 3 points purify.
That's a lot. Like the degen aura is a lot, 3 points to spend in there. 0 levels of repel. He might actually be able to get ganked by the DP. And they can touch the top tower if that's the rotation you're looking for. Because you shouldn't just let an Omni do this. Like now he's just cutting creep waves top, and nobody can really contest this lane. They need to smoke up and actually kill him.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
Oh, Mushi. Now, enjoying the fact that Kinguin have smoked off that top lane, jumping behind the tower. He knows he's very sustainable. And Brewmaster, well, okay. Here comes your stuns, where the support is coming more and more for Kinguin. kacor in through the rear, and purification had it on cooldown. So Brewmaster split seals the death of Mushi, who is being very aggressive, but even exotic deer rotating for this kill.
And the biggest problem here is he doesn't have 1 level of repel. Usually you go 4, 1, 2. Because if you have the 1 level in repel, you actually don't care. He splits, you repel, you TP out, and it's a completely wasted rotation. They can't even pressure the top tower at all. But now he's just gonna TP top, and the Lightning will have to go to the jungle, I guess. He can't really face off against
Dire's
Omni at all.
top tower is
They're
being
going to put a
attacked.
Brewmaster against iceiceice. This doesn't seem to be a happy day for a Brewmaster.
Nah, it's really not. Especially when the Phoenix is level 7. The Fire Spirits do so much damage.
Exotic Deer can't stand against Mushi. Like, yeah, he's got a decent amount of damage behind him because he's got the extra creep wave to help him out. But bottom lane, they're going on Patos. It was going to be a happy day. Tuskar moves so quickly. The second they realized the rotation was coming. And Mineski get yet another kill on their off lane.
I mean, the Phoenix Fire Spirits are just very, very strong if you're good at using them. You can get like a total of 1,000 magic damage if you hit all 4 of them for the full duration. What we haven't really focused on is mid lane, by the way. The sniper is pretty poor. Actually, he kind of caught up. He was like 1,000 net worth behind the DP. Now he's only 500 behind.
Radiant's bottom
well for
tower
him.
under fire.
He's a little bit like, then again, do you really see the space creation?
Yeah, they're making a lot of space.
The DJ Nora is on him. Okay, here's your TP. No stuns available for Mushi.
But they have a big problem. They haven't used the DP ult yet.
Oh, kacor! Tried a rolling boulder out. iceiceice. He went just a little bit further through that dive, so he put himself between kacor and escaping. Exotic Deer triggers the ulti, looking for the kill over from Mushi. Ninjaboogie to the neighborhood. Needs to let off a stun or something. Actually, well, for now, it's just ignite. Exotic Deer will run away. Tuskar also doing his rotation. Shards fly forward. They need that reveal. Snowball down, and well, that's a long way to go. Well, actually not that far. He went to the tier 1 tower, but Snowball doesn't reach it.
Like, Radiant is having, I mean, yeah, Radiant is having this problem now that they can't really go to lanes. Because bot lane, Phoenix will pretty much just beat everyone 1v1, and so will the Omni top. So they will have to use this DP and actually use the DP ult rotation, because they haven't even thought about it yet.
Well, right now the DP is just farming up in the jungle. Like, you're not even inside the mid lane with the Death Prophet. While a pressure's being applied to your top, the Death Prophet is a non-factor. She's walking back to base currently.
He has to make use of his ult right now. He has it off for 3 minutes already. He needs to use it right now. Maybe smoke up with the Earth Spirit. Do something about it. They're actually losing top tower for free.
Yeah. Attempted denies from Kinguin. Not going to happen, however.
He's just DPing back to mid lane. Well, tower's getting pressured, yes. But they really need to start using this DP. It's the strongest hero right now, and it's the only one that can really kill them. Especially this Omni Knight.
It's just something to fight for up at the top. Like, once you've lost that tier 1 tower, there's no reason why Mineski has to come more aggressively forward.
Yeah, it's way too late to go top now.
And they don't have the vision advantage either. Mineski have that observer ward just near the old shrine area, near the bounty area.
Big problem is also the Panda is pretty poor. He needs another 1.7k for his Blink Dagger, and he's like the only tempo here they really have. Other than him, they don't really have an initiation at all, unless DP actually sieges the tower and they choose to go on the DP. There's not really a reliable fight, like way to start the fight at all. Jabz is getting quite rich.
They're actually giving both Jabz and ES space up on the top lane.
Yeah.
So for now, both initiators willingly just He knows how strong he is as well when that purification comes in. The Icarus dive forward, they force the Brewmaster to split out. Mushi, where is that Repel? He's got 1 point in it this time around.
Yeah.
So Repels runs away. They did burn a drum charge for this. This Storm Bruling gonna send iceiceice up into the air, but he's a winged creature. Knows how to hit the ground with style. And knows how to survive. They're already going back in for Patos. He moves so far forward with that Earth Bruling, and now he's in trouble low on life. Mushi wants purification. He puts onto iceiceice to keep him alive, and they just slap down Patos.
They actually forced out the Brew Split and then killed the Brewmaster after.
Well, Brewmaster tried to make it work, right? Like he did the Brew Split. It's like, I need to find a kill to make this worth it.
I mean, he has to, like, Radiant's not really doing anything. Like, as I said, the DP ulti has still not been used for like 5 minutes now. It has been off cooldown. If he was in a bottom fight, for example, they would have killed both of them.
They're forcing top now. This is where you'll see the DP ulti triggered for the first time.
They will have to do it.
Yeah, and there it is. Initial as the trigger. They've got a catapult behind him, but at the same time, a little bit of a battle around the top rune area. Moon needs some distance here. He's got a couple of one charges up. He's Boogie rotating over while top lane, they're initiating in. kacor assassinated inside the pit, won't go down, still alive. That magnetized, doing serious work as a sniper for an ES. iceiceice is delaying the top fight. Now we go back up to that one as Exotic Deer taking too much damage to the tower. Up in the trees, the tower is enough with the burn. Jabz will fall. Nisha finally gets the fight he wants underneath Exorcism, and ninjaboogie will be the extra prize for this fight. They're all rotating over. They'll get a quick start off. A Crypt Swarm something? No, they let Patos finish the kill. Mineski, for all that early laning presence they had, now with a fight split between the mid and top lane, Kinguin comes out on top.
Yeah, I'm really happy they finally forced this fight because Mineski's team fight is really not that good when you compare it to the Radiant side.
Dire's
And
top tower
I mean,
is
you just
being
saw it here. The DP crushed through them very, very handily. But the Omni is actually going for Euros.
Dire's top
So they're
tower
gonna
is
leave
under
all the
siege.
physical damage to the sniper.
Radiant's middle tower is
It's gonna be a
taking
problem,
damage.
I think, later on, because the
Radiant
Lightning can pretty much
structures
just
are
run down the
fortified.
sniper.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
See how that turns out. I'm gonna keep an eye on the Tusk as well. He's going for mech. I actually thought he was going for a Blink Dagger because, as I said, they don't really have a tempo hero, and the only one that can really do it is the Tusk. So him going for the mech.
If he's going for mech, like
They just want to protect the sniper.
Let's have a quick look at this split fight once more. So this is we have the battle going down the top river, which is with Moon, but let's have a look at the smaller window, which is where you had the ultimate out from iceiceice, a heavy amount of stun.
But they just couldn't kill off the DP.
Yeah.
They just couldn't.
Radiant's middle
The
tower is
Cypher Life was too strong.
They just seem to be very split with their attack this time around. Curse creates a little bit of space. Mushi does very little physical damage, so Jabz doesn't care. They come in, they let off the shards, but now they'll start to kick. Repel is up for Mushi. He's got some extra life, couple of one charges, but Sniper set up towards the area, can't get his damage off. Not while that Storm Ruling does his work. Mushi, the stun from the Earth Panda. It holds him in position, but not enough to get the kill. You can't even attack with iceiceice turning on the Sun Ray, but Nisha very exposed. It's green skin, it just burns in the hot summer sun. Tries to make a break for the darkness, but that won't work for him. He will go down as the only hero to die in this entire engagement.
Yeah, that's the problem. If they don't have DP ult, we spoke about it earlier, they don't really have any damage to contest these fights, and they miss like a little bit of damage. If they have the DP ult there, they will win that fight very easily. But I mean, they didn't have it, and they didn't have the Lycan there either. He was still pushing mid lane. There was like a slight overcommitment from P.
Yeah. Kinguin was kind of forced into it, like with the initiation. Like,
Yeah, he got caught off there, and they kind of had to go there.
Yeah, they made the best of the bad situation. Apply pressure in towards mid, get Mineski's attention turned somewhere else, and then just try and get him out of there. But doesn't work out. But Mineski, they're going to try and force an issue. They smoke
up
just east of the Radiant Observer Ward, so not visible. Speaking of Sniper, trouble, Sunray from iceiceice. The curse is out, but the Sunray, it gives a lot of life back to Moon. The purification, Exotic did take so much damage, the Snowball won't connect. Assassination will. He did both to find the kill on the Lycan. But he's very quick to run away. Nisha now triggering off the exorcism. Jabz wants to get himself out this one. He knows he's not, however. He is the sacrificial lamb. But losing a Tusker, you smoke ganked as well. But if they can hold their T1 tower, Mineski will be happy.
It's mostly gonna fall. Can't really do anything to save it. Exorcism is still up.
Yeah, it's actually quite low already.
Yep.
Dire's
Down it
middle
goes.
tower is now
By the way, something we didn't really touch on before is the Brewmaster split. Once the Omni uses Guardian Angel, he can actually purge off the bonus armor of the Sniper.
Oh.
And the Lycan can just run him down afterwards, because that's the only save they really have for him. Because the is opting to go for the mech instead of the Blink, so getting him into a snowball will be really, really hard.
But it does seem like you just have that run-it-you style lineup
Yeah, they do.
that they won't be able to work against. Like Exotic Deer without that ultimate, it's just so
Radiant's middle
damn slow.
tower is taking
DP actually went for a Blink Dagger to be able to initiate on the Sniper, because he also realized he's like the only source of damage to have.
Well, jump forward, Bruma split's already out. A three-way split here from Mineski. They want to be able to escape, but at the same time, ninjaboogie, there's not a lot he can do to help out Mushi, and because he came over, he'll probably lose his own life. Send him up and towards the edge. Jabz throws out the shards, curse, keeping on the back lines. iceiceice comes all the way back into attack. A defensive snowball out for a moment, flipping the Winter Wyvern over, but Moon, he's caught in the river. Exotic Deer and kacor working beautifully, but Moon, he'll get the kill on kacor. The Wolf trying to get in front of him to get the body blocked off, and maybe they have enough damage. Attack up the hill with the Necro unit. The stun from iceiceice is still not enough. Patos can blink forward, gets the Drunken Brawler attack in. So Sniper will fall as Kinguin once again not allowing Mineski to have this 5-on-5 fight. Even though it was like only halfway up the river to the bottom rune area split, it was still a split engagement.
The issue is they can't protect the Sniper. Once they blink on him with like two heroes, what are they gonna do about it? The only one that can do something about it is the Omni Knight, but he died first in that engagement because DP jumped on him. And if they can't keep the Sniper safe, they simply don't have the damage to deal with them.
You're using iceiceice's ulti to try and do it, so let's have a quick look at this fight again. So Moon initiated on, he gets repelled, and then Mushi becomes the priority target.
Yeah. They will always go Mushi if they can.
Jabz thought he could actually get him out of here. The shard's just a little too deep.
The Winter Curse was really good. It kept the Phoenix out of the fight for the longest time. And then on the sniper with 2 heroes, he actually manages to turn around and kill one of them, but ultimately he still dies from support, so it's not worth it at all for him.
Yeah, thought that Necro unit was going to finish the job, and then iceiceice with his clap ultimate, but no, not enough space created. Mineski, they do still have a 2k advantage for the moment.
Yeah. Sniper would have actually lived if the Phoenix damaged him with the ultimate, but the stun AoE is bigger than the actual damage AoE, so he just got stunned and then blinked after him. The action there. The Brewmaster is going back for Madters, so he can keep scaling late in the game. Necro 3 up on Lycan and 600 gold.
That's going to make life a lot more easier for him.
I'm wondering when Radiant is going to smoke for Roche, because Exorcism and Lycan, their Roche is pretty much free and very fast. Well, they smoked up right now.
Do you think it is going to be fast enough? Like, you need to use that. You need to commit Exorcism to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You use one Exorcism and then you wait for the cooldown and then you start pressuring towers.
Yeah, but when you do that, like, if you get the timing wrong, the Exorcism is going to be the end of the fight, and they need that physical damage. iceiceice is becoming priority target #1. There's your silence. Perfect reach from Nisha. Blinks himself forward, jumps onto the Phoenix. Will they hold him long enough? Icarus dive in and straight back into the waiting arms of Kinguin. So they'll get the kill. They burn a lot of ultimates. Brewmaster split. The only thing they haven't used right now is Exorcism. And these Brewlings going in very deep. Defensive Dire Observe Ward up on the hillside. So Mineski will have good information in this fight. But again, another dival silence. Nisha, this Blink Dagger has done so much to the front lines. And this is what they wanted. The Exorcism, heavy damage into Mineski. They're on the run out of here. Mushi wants to help him out. He starts body blocking up Nisha. You slow him down. You let the DGen Aura do its work. And Mushi trying to tank through everything that's there, but he gets silenced. He can't purify. He has his Yule Scepter available, but not up into the air. Ends up falling. A triple kill for Patos. A tier 2 tower to follow. And did my eyes deceive me? Because Omni actually have that Yule Scepter.
He went Yule Scepter.
And he had it off cooldown.
Yeah, he did not use it. Maybe he didn't expect the burst damage to happen. I don't know.
But to dispel the silence, come back down for purification.
Yeah, he should have done. Yeah. I mean,
it was just a small thing, but it's...
Maybe the courier just delivered it and he kind of like forgot in the heat of the moment that he had it or something. I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
First game of the day, still waking up, still question marks out there, but Kinguin won't question what they got out of it. They pushed that bottom lane beautifully. They've taken all the towers on the bot lane now. They take the fight, and that 2k advantage, which was going the way of Mineski, is now going the way of Kinguin. A very vertical shift.
But that really shows you the weakness of the Mineski lineup. They cannot stop them and running at them. They just run at them, and what can they do? Snowball, shards. It's not really, not really good tools to stop them at all. And they can't initiate themselves because they do not have that blink on the task. So they're pretty much just waiting for Kinguin to go on them, and when they go on them, they can't actually stop them. So that's a problem they'll have to figure out somehow.
Vision win needs to happen. You need to have, like, what are we actually looking for the build over on Sniper? Like,
Sniper is going Maelstrom. He has Dragonlance Maelstrom right now. He's pretty poor.
If he fetches the Hurricane Pike, then at least positioning-wise for Mineski, these fights will become a lot more interesting.
It's just the problem is the Lycan as well as the DP with Blink Dagger, they are always gonna be on him. And then I have the Panda as well as the Wind Wyvern to lock down the Omni Knight. And if Omni can't get to the Sniper, he'll actually get run down and die really, really quickly to that Exorcism or Lycan. They actually had a DD on Lycan. They were thinking about going Roshan for a second, but...
without Exorcism.
Or they do want to go Roshan still.
Without Exorcism?
Well,
this is
10 seconds on cooldown.
It's ballsy when the DD is already 2/3 of the way through its duration. And shards from Tusker. Scan out what's moving on, and Mineski are coming in force.
They're going to commit Exorcism here.
Yeah, they have to. It's just come off cooldown, so they have it available. Roshan down low. Here comes iceiceice. Firebird forcing him out of the pit, and Roshan's at 50%. They're losing their high ground vision. That Dire Sentry ward scouting out the Radiant Orbs.
As well as the Pesky Sigil is scouting them out. That thing is so annoying. You can't kill it off with their heroes either.
Necro units cleaning up the rest of the Dire Vision that they have.
Yeah.
Moon easily is going to get the extra 200 gold.
They're probably just going to wait for the next Necro and then finish off the Roche. Because they just cleared like 2 wards off the Dire side.
It's going to be so tempting to jump at them Mineski themselves.
900 gold to 4-step on Sniper. Finishing up the Hurricane Pike, very important for him. But his damage output really is not all that high.
Well, this is going to help. Like, they're not actually wasting much time. They just managed to get themselves, like, it was already a double stack. Now it's a triple stack for Moon to farm.
Yeah,
so
very well
they
played.
can wait. They can get the money in for that Hurricane Pipe. And then it's going to be, again, as we said, like, positioning has to be key for Mineski.
But they have to deal with the lanes right now. Bot lane as well as top lane are pushing in. And during that time, Radiant actually has a very, very big window to just get to the Roshan kill if they wanted to do that. They were just waiting on the left side of the map, actually.
The hero's over. Like, they can do it and then still TP back up to the shrine. Thanks to the fact that the D wards are out from Mineski.
I think they're just going to commit to it now with the exorcism.
Yeah, here they come. But
They have to deal with bottom lane.
Sigil's inside the pit. They're coming over. How quickly can they do this? The Wolf scouting the high ground where Mineski is fighting at the moment.
Ready.
They do not have vision inside the pit. Shines are out, and now Nisha. He has the Aegis Immortal. Curse is creating space, and actually forces the fight. It was onto Mushi. He'll actually repel himself to start with, and with the Nova up on the hillside, Kinguin do not want to go up there, but these Broodlings being picked off little by little. Jabz can't control it much more. Maybe if they isolate this Earth Broodling, it doesn't have a lot of life. They turn the Storm Broodling around, create a little bit of space, send Mushi up into the air, but iceiceice, it's like he really wants to get this, but he won't get anything.
But you see that issue, right? DP has no exorcism, but they can't actually chase anyone down. They have no way to actually get to them.
Yep. Are they going to try to fight this?
They will have to try to push now because DP ult is down, Brewmaster Split is down. They need to get a tier 2 tower out of this at least.
Yep. Well, Moon's pumping away at it. You've got Mushi on the front lines to be that tank. There's a little bit of creep clear when you got the Crypt Swarm and the Splinter Blast.
Yeah.
Fresh items now also available. Full Solar Crest completed in for the Death Prophet. Sheep's Guard, which iceiceice has been working on for a while now, has now been completed.
Yeah, I really like the split of Radiant too. Lycan is farming bottom and Panda's farming top because they both know they can't do anything at the tower defense, so they will just start pressuring the lanes in again.
Yep.
Omni Knight will have to respond to picking top right now. And they couldn't even...
Mushi can use that Yule Scepter aggressively, but Patos understands the second it does, there's no extra disable. And the mid lane, Jabz getting picked off, unable to fall back with the rest of his team. That mech not giving him the maneuverability that a Blink Dagger would.
It's very, very hard for Dire to just TP out. What do you do? Like, nothing.
Oh, iceiceice.
Wow, perfect
That
silence.
just happened. Kacor got the silence, forced iceiceice to come back into the engagement. Magnetize was burnt.
Like
They didn't get a follow-up into this. iceiceice will make a break for the tree lines, and he'll need to sunray himself up and over and away. Assassination is there. iceiceice does manage to just glitch it on the side until finally the silence and the timing of it will wear off. He'll hit the ground.
But they can't really chase for that.
Taking damage.
The Brewmaster ult is off cooldown, DP ult off cooldown, and side step.
Mushi. As you aggressive, Yule Scepter one more. He's repelled up. Patos starts to split. They're trying to fight underneath this tier 2 tower. iceiceice TP's the front line. Sigil makes it difficult to engage, but then again, with the curse, actually only locks down one, and they can't really fight him. GA from Mushi being burned out. They need to keep him alive. You're forced up the hill, and Nisha just going in so deep, fighting next to the tier 3 tower, trying to close the distance on that sniper, unable to do so. And thanks to iceiceice, he'll come back out of that supernova. Great fight once more. Nisha still doing it almost solo under the tier 3 tower, showing just how tanky he is, going in deeper, but they cannot close the distance. They cannot get closer towards the sniper, and with the shrapnel charges down, and Mushi being their frontline tanker man has been looking for so long, it is an overextension from Kinguin. Shard trapped in, they're gonna lose too many. Nisha, he just wants out of here. He's got the Aegis, the Immortal, so at least he'll have a second life, but he's got no friends, surrounded by nothing but enemies. The snowball, even earlier from Jabz, hits him, Yule's up into the air, Nisha gets flipped, and that is going to be Kinguin. Losing the Aegis, they don't bring down the tier 3 tower. In fact, the tier 2 tower is even standing. They managed to do a heavy amount of damage to the bottom lane, but Mineski finally holds properly.
Well, the DP ran into the base to make space for the Lycan, who was split pushing bot lane, and they got the Rex down to half health, but they threw away a lot of their advantage right there. Because the only way, we spoke about it before, Mineski can actually fight them is if they run in like that, and they basically just gave him a free fight like that. It kind of felt like a bit too rushed. Like, you just get the tier 3 bottom, and then you just go out, you take the shrines, you take it slow from there, because there's no need for yourself to rush yourselves at all. Like, your late game is not worse than Dire's, and yeah, well, they gave up a lot of their advantage right there.
Kacor trying to play around with iceiceice, rolling boulders forward. Sunray is the safe way to get out there until he gets silenced and tromped down. But Patos caught out. The Radiance just flowing in on the Courier, but Mushi won't really care now. He will. Broodmaster split will happen. The fight still split into multiple parts. The Magnetize doesn't get the kill onto iceiceice. They want to chase up higher, but now he's in range of the Shrine. iceiceice will survive.
He also used all his rocks for that, so he'll have to wait for the recharge time for like at least a minute or two.
Not exactly what he wanted when that Radiance has just arrived in the Brewmaster, but I suppose Brew burnt his ultimate as well.
Yep. So they will have to wait for that ult as well. They have exorcism up though. My question is, do they just want to try and force the bottom Rex right now because there's no towers and the teamfight is still superior to the Dyers?
So it makes sense once they get rid of the Shrines. Like the Wolves were attacking the Shrine inside the Dire jungle. They still need to push through bottom so they don't get wrapped around too easily.
Right, yeah. They just need to wait for Brew ult, which is up in 50, so they could slowly push out the lane and start sieging high ground. There's not too much they can do because you saw it. They were hitting the DP for like a good 20-30 seconds and he actually just didn't die.
Yep.
So he's just gonna stand here with Exorcism. Or Radiance Omni Knight finish now. They actually have a lot more damage now. You see that Omni Talon? Plus 90 damage. Now the Radiance, he's actually hitting for 300 per hit. It's not bad.
That's a lot of physical damage.
Yeah. That's why I didn't agree with the Yules. Usually with this build you go either BKB or Saint Yasha because you actually wanna hit people. And the Yules is... It doesn't really help you do that, right?
It seems to make sense though when like Blitz was flagging it on the panel saying like they don't have enough lockdown, they don't have enough control. So you need to bring in some of those items, and it's not like you got a Scythe of Ice on iceiceice. In fact, you ended up getting a Shiva's Guard instead. So
Radiant's top tower is under
now
siege.
he's going to the BKB.
yeah, like,
Well, I guess he's kind of going for like a hybrid Mushi is. Like a damage utility kind.
His damage control, like he can at least he's gonna make sure he can't get silenced.
But
so you can at least dispel that by using up and then coming down.
Up 5. So they want to fight.
Yep.
Even though Kinguin is also smoked up. Did they see the smoke? Oh, they had the ward there. They saw the
Yeah,
smoke.
they did.
Yeah. All right, so they're just
And you
gonna go
see
back
him
there.
retreat. But at the same time, well, they're hoping for Roshan. Like that's a while off, boys.
The big issue I have with the Omni build is Radiance means you want to be a frontliner, run in and hit them. But Yules means you can't really do that. Like you do that and then what? It doesn't help you tank, it doesn't help you hit them. So that's why I'm not the biggest fan of that hybrid build. Kind of need to go like one way with it.
Well, Moon's adding pressure towards the mid. Mineski rallying behind him. They put down the sentry walls too, so no Dire Wolves scouting out. As they do just run forward, but quickly picked off. Jump in, Nisha just goes straight ham. ninjaboogie will get the follow-up stun and the kick. Maybe they have enough control for this, but Exotic Deer, BKBs, runs to the front line, and Moon in trouble, starting his TP. He wants to get out, will be able to actually get out of this one. iceiceice, again, this Sunray interrupted. Cursed up for just a second. They still want to retreat out of this, but it won't happen. Kacor all over him. And Mineski, they knew this was not the fight. The second Nisha got that initiation, Moon started his TP, the damage was gone, and the fight is Kinguin's.
Yeah. On top of that, they also lost the gem on the Omni Knight, so they kind of handed the free gem over to the Kinguin side.
Oh boy.
And now they don't really have the tools to defend the background.
Their upside is the push power with Necrobooks burnt as well as Exorcism. The push power is going to be rather low.
Trouble, not
But
no
he's going to get out of here. Doesn't have a Hurricane Pike. 4 heroes down without buyback. Okay, screw having to have the big abilities. They could just push.
They're just gonna whack it down, yeah.
Yep. You've still got bottom lane exposed. iceiceice will do what he can to slow it down, but Nisha really on the money. Avoided the attack, was able to blink forward, gets the silence. And iceiceice will try and burn them out.
Interrupted again.
Yeah, it seems so difficult. It's like
He
watching
needs
a
that
Baytron
BKB.
Fiends grip. It's just, there's too many stuns on the field.
He
Too
needs
much
that
control.
BKB. But Phoenix actually managed to defend the high ground.
That they did?
They're getting bot shrine now. Top shrine already been destroyed.
You wonder if it would have been worth it for Kinguin to actually just rotate bottom. But let's have a quick look at this fight initiation once again. So Nisha, in very, very quickly.
And keep in mind it was without a BKB. Next round is gonna have a BKB. If he does it with a BKB, they can't actually do anything about it.
I don't even know how Mineski meant to take that fight. Like, they had a double damage rune on a sniper who was in the back lines. Got
they still
heavy
lost.
damage out at the start. And the Lycan just ran straight through the middle of the fight. Beelined for Moon. And that was it. Like, the second Moon had that Lycan with the BKB in front of me, he's like, I'm done, boys. Like, this fight's not mine.
That's because the Omni Knight can't actually reach the sniper. Sniper's really far away and Omni is in melee range. So as soon as the Lycan just passes by, like what can the Omni Knight do? He's gonna get disabled too. He's gonna get silenced as well. So he really needs a BKB in order to help the sniper. So we have a BKB up on the DP now. Yeah, Brewmaster also going for BKB. He went for Vlad first to amplify the damage of the Lycan. Roshan is up. They might just commit the next exorcism to that, and then wait for the next cooldown and just finish the Rex.
You may as well. Like, this is what now our third Roshan, so we're going to bring in the Refresher Shard.
It's the second Roshan.
Second Roshan. Yeah. Sorry, we're not the third yet.
Aegis and Cheese only.
But Refresher Shard's going to be fantastic for Kinguin later on, especially with
DP,
someone like
man.
DP.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially with BKB now. If you can refresh BKB as well as exorcism, it's gonna be nightmare.
yeah. And Mineski's already having a hard time holding. They will have the advantage of when they fight inside their base that if Lycan wants to run in deep, like we saw Nisha first, like forcing it when they tried to go high ground before. Like he blinked into the tier 3 tower in mid. He just chased the sniper as far as he could, but didn't pass the tier 3 tower line. Next time around, they're a lot stronger Kinguin. They can actually dive in deeper.
Yeah. Lycan also has a Hyperstone now, so it is a possibility for him to actually just turn around and kill the Phoenix Egg. Because before he didn't have that attack speed, but now he has it available to him.
So then you beg the question, what is better? Like, because right now, iceiceice is like the Nova. He's always doing it on a hillside. He's doing it in a place which is difficult to get to. Do you try and lock down like iceiceice himself, or do you just say, no, screw it, just keep focusing on Moon, take out that damage?
From the way these fights went so far, I actually feel like Ice is doing 50% of the damage, if not more.
Yeah.
Because like his Sunray, his Fire Spirits, he always just hits everything with it.
And that's something when he's getting interrupted. Ninjaboogie's about to get wrecked. Jump forward, silence, exorcism burn very quickly. They want to keep this creep wave alive so they can attack in.
Right before the Rex, like if you die at that position, you usually just like lose the side.
Brew. Space created.
He just wants to heal up the Omni-Knight.
Well, BKB already committed from iceiceice. He needs to be able to fight this now. Turns on the Sunray, trying to focus on Nisha. And, well, there's the other thing that can control it through that immunity. Letting off the Winter's Curse. The Rags is going down quickly, and Nisha puts himself in the thick of it. More double silences, more heavy physical damage, and more hopeless engagements for Mineski. They've lost 2 lanes at Rags, but maybe Moon, not so hopeless. The damage is high. The exorcism is gone, and the silence, well, it won't matter. He's just letting the physical damage do the work. The kick is beautiful from the back lines, but Moon, he needs to do some serious lifting. Maybe Mushi buys back. No, they don't want that. Assassination, not necessary anymore. Exotic Deer will get connected on that, but it was Karka who died in front of the racks in mid. That's a lot of experience that has to go the way of the sniper at the end of all of that, but still, it's a lane and a half of racks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a half and a half for lane of racks, I should say.
The sniper has 2 problems now. The first one is he needs a BKB. Second one is he needs damage. So he will have to commit for one of the ways, but...
He's got 4.2k, so decision time is rapidly approaching. So at this point, you just want to like, screw it, EPR.
Question is whether he's gonna go for the BKB or a damage item like Butterfly instead.
Would you do that? Would you get maybe even MKB in this game?
MKB is also viable because they have the Solar Crest.
We watch that initiation once again, so Urga, no influence in this engagement at all.
Yeah, he just, like, if you die out of position like that, you're usually always gonna lose a Rex or 2 against the DP as well as the Brewmaster and Lycan. They have like 3 really strong push heroes.
Seems to be a lot better as well from this push from King when they seem to understand exactly what they wanted. The positioning of Nisha, fantastic. Doing like almost like that exorcism was doing almost all damage into the melee racks, then switched to fight mode, then back to push mode.
Yeah. Also, a very big deal was the Winter's Curse on the Phoenix, because the only reason he bought BKB is to get an uninterrupted Sunray, because that is the biggest DPS output they have, and he just gets Winter Cursed. So essentially, BKB was completely wasted. It was a very good Winter ult, and after that he just got silenced and killed without a Supernova.
Yeah.
They cannot win a fight without Supernova.
And this just seems to be the hardest fight, but Mineski put themselves in this position with their draft. They really drafted forward into this, and you beg the question, like, okay, well, Mushi does a lot of damage. How does he really perform his duties as a 1 role?
No, that's what I'm saying. The Yules, for me, doesn't make any sense whatsoever as a 1 role. First of all, it's like 2.9k gold that you spent before the Radiance, so you're not even a threat in those fights. If you have that Radiance earlier, you will just transition to like a BKB. Imagine he has a BKB in these fights. He won't get silenced, and he will actually be actively able to like whack down the Winter Wyvern as well as the Earth Spirit. He will just have like a much bigger presence.
Yeah.
Because right now they just ignore him, they silence him, and then he has to ult himself, then he gets silenced again, and then the fight is over for him.
Yeah.
and his teammates just die.
And with this Assault Cuirass's next item, like, it just seems that the transition has turned into the 4 block for 1 strat.
Yeah.
Let Sniper be in the back. That's why I'm like with the Sniper's build, like, you're talking about BKB, iceiceice, trying to be very, very tricky with all of this. ninjaboogie was in pretty close. Heavy damage, but now the curse.
They just want to disengage.
Moon does not want to walk into this one.
Yeah, they just want to disengage.
Yeah, with Exorcism running out, they want to get out of this.
Yeah. DP actually had an Octarine core though, so only 70 seconds downtime on the DP ult.
He's got the Immortal.
Yeah.
Cheese in the hands of the Lycan.
Sniper did end up going for the butterfly instead of the BKB.
Okay.
And they really needed it. They needed the damage.
Yeah. Look at just trying to force this now.
Yeah.
Mineski knows that windows are going to be very few and far between, so they are trying to force the issue. Let Moon get some damage into the mid racks.
They have to be careful though. Lycan is split pushing top and he's very fast at getting that tower.
He's still to get through a tier 2. Like they need to counter racks. At least take the tier 3 towns so they can open up the shrines, or maybe even get Nisha. You'll step her up into the air. Mushi close to the distance, and Brewmaster the split, the stun. It catches him. They need to keep the chain stuns going. Does he get the split up in time? Patos, Cold Embrace will protect him. Assassination will fly away through. They need more damage. The multi-cast from ninjaboogie is still not enough. Patos mid-split pulls out of it. Last moment, Exotic Deer is doing the work up on top lane, beating into the tier 3 tower. Still, Mineski, how far do you go? Right now, they just want to go home.
The thing is, even if they kill the Panda there, it might even be better for Kinguin because Mineski is going to commit even further and they might actually end up losing top racks.
And they'll just buy back on the Panda. He had it anyway.
Yeah.
The only ones who don't have buyback are short of it by 200 gold, which is the Lycan as well as the Death Prophet.
I'm really surprised that he's actually going for a Shiva's Guard on the Brewmaster and not a BKB because he just got locked down so heavily. At least after this fight, I think you definitely want to commit to a BKB. Well, they're just going to go all on top now because PPO is up again.
Yeah.
Cheese on Lycan.
Mineski's gonna. This is the hold right now. Yep. If they don't hold this, then Kinguin's gonna walk away with game 1 of this series. And a fantastic way to start off day 2 of the Perfect World Miner. Silence onto iceiceice. Problems for him again. Doesn't have his BKB. Still on cooldown. The curse keeping Ogre controlled in the back lines. While Nisha sits in the front lines. Cold Embrace was giving him the life as well as the survivability. And not Exotic Deer. He's actually losing life quickly, but that's why Cheese available. They keep everybody controlled. And Nisha, the Exorcism is doing serious lifting. Moon trying to do the work through the back lines. Now with the Cold Embrace, and once again he cannot do the damage into the Necro. It's just not enough. The Death Prophet heals up this up. More defensive nature. He'll get a lot of life back from the Exorcism. Just bought the time for that regeneration to arrive, and Moon is killing himself to Necro at the moment. Needs to bring the damage into Nisha, so at least they can crack the Aegis to the Immortal. But while Moon is so low, kacor, okay, maybe a little bit too deep from him. They want to focus on the Aegis target. They need to bring down Nisha. You have yourself Megas already from Kinguin, so they're going to be happy with the results no matter what happens in this fight. Nisha tries to fight, tries to survive, won't happen. Moon with a triple kill, but the base of Mineski is in tatters.
The upside is Sniper is very, very rich, and we have seen a lot of Sniper comebacks from Mega Creeps already. It is definitely not impossible.
It's not impossible.
It's very rough. So,
sorry, you actually have a chat wheel for new meta?
I did not know that. Actually, I'm the worst person for chat wheels. I don't know anything about it.
All I know is we were taken away with our voice lines. It was a sad day.
So 1 more level until Bruce 25, and then his split is basically only a 35-second cooldown.
Small advantage for Mineski. Both the gems were actually lost by Kinguin in that fight. Both were dropped now in the hands of the Ogre, who's bringing them home.
Well, the only issue for Mineski is they can't really use those gems because they can't leave their own base.
No, but at least they can make sure the Kinguin doesn't have high ground vision on him.
Yeah, that's one advantage.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like, you'll take anything you can get right now because you're staring down the barrel of a lot of heroes who are hitting 25. Nisha has already hit that 25 talent.
What did he get for? Grant's Haste, though, right?
Okay.
He went for that, not the Spirit count.
And what about Patos? Like, what do you want to see from the Brewmaster on 25?
I think the split, and then you want to go Octarine Core, and you have a perma split. It actually is like 0 cooldown.
Really? Negative 65 and then with the Octarine? Cool.
Well, not 0 cooldown, but like 3-4 seconds maybe. So you're out of it, you're back into it, out of it, into it. And he also went for the talent that all the split units get 1500 bonus health, so it's gonna be hell to deal with them. Might actually just focus the buildings with it, and then I kind of go out and back in again, go back out again. Because at this point, it's very hard to fight the sniper, because it can kind of hit you from the fountain. Which is also why it's so hard to finish games against the sniper.
Yeah.
Once he actually sits at the fountain, you don't want to dive him because the fountain's going to wreck you.
I'm trying to just get as much money into Moon as possible before the next engagement happens.
We see the Tome of Knowledge on the Brewmaster. He wants to get to level 25 ASAP.
That courier's going to have to head down south if they're going to do a quick run. But buybacks will probably be the next thing we have to keep a very, very close eye on.
Yeah, for Dire at least. Radiant won't care as much. DP's going for Lincoln's next.
So Moon still needs to get himself another 600 gold. You can also see Mineski giving him the creep wave so he can get that. These waves worth nowhere near as much as they were before, but it's still
better than nothing.
Yeah, they need a second sniper. They understand this. There's no way they defend tier 4 towers without it. So buff the towers, buff everyone with Bloodlust, get as much damage out as possible. Actually, that courier's making a run down the bottom side, so it looks like maybe he just goes all in. Buys the MKB, Exorcism is out, Nisha jumping in far. This time he'll only get one silence over on the Ogre Magi. Not exactly what he was hoping for, but still the damage is out. Brewmaster split will happen. Sniper set up and towards the air. They need to bring him down from this or else the damage just doesn't exist. While Tusker perfectly controlled. The curse is nice. And iceiceice as well as Mushi beat the living crap out of their own teammate. They're trying to keep ninjaboogie alive. He will be able to stay alive for a little bit longer, but the Brewmaster control of the back lines is too good. Ninja's forcing through the front lines. Eliza just split everywhere. You'll up Dead Prophet into the air. Maybe they have enough damage now. Patos back into normal form. Will go down once Moon hits the ground. They brought in the damage, and Kinguin trying to bring down these tier 4 towers, but there are only real upside out of this engagement. The fact that those tier 4 towers don't regenerate.
I mean, the fight was very, very sloppy from Kinguin's side. DP casted ult at like the tier 2 location mid lane, and then they jumped on an Ogre, which is like the target you never want to go on.
It looked like a blind jump though. They're expecting more to be there.
Yeah,
let's watch it again.
That was even more weird. Yeah. Let's see. They just jump on an Ogre, which is the worst target to go on, and it was just very split up. You see, like one is still farming jungle, 2 are still behind.
It's like they thought they had an opportunity.
Yeah.
But they couldn't lock anybody down. The curse in the back line, so the fire's perfectly split. And Moon is able to just stand in this BKB and do so much damage. The ES almost had nothing. And then it's like Phoenix is also running cover fire by just dropping down the Nova on top of the sniper.
Yeah. The problem was also that Lycan didn't have his MKB. Now he has his MKB, so the sniper's going to be in a lot more problem. And he also has MKB to hit down the egg. Now it gives 60% attack speed.
Okay.
So that's right. Yeah, the new MKB does. Okay.
Yeah, but both MKBs should be up on both sides. So Sniper and
Sniper
Lycan.
also got MKB, yeah. He still has one more slot. And honestly, that Sniper is going to be... We spoke about it. It's going to be incredibly hard to deal with him. And they need to make sure they don't fight like in a sloppy way anymore. Because they kind of committed to the fight with 2 heroes only, Brewmaster and DP. The rest was really far behind.
Yeah.
And they need to make sure they focus, because they only have 1k gold lead. This is not a lot. And Sniper's one of those heroes that can really turn these kind of games around.
As long as he can hold the line, these mega creeps will continuously push in. There's only one lane that Mineski can really push back, but at least that's their upside, right? Like the middle lane, they brought down the tier 1 and tier 2 tower. They did a little bit of chip damage into the tier 3. So if they want to go for this, if they do feel like they've got an opportunity, they can at least get a counteract in mid. But I don't know if that's even going to be enough. With the tier 2 towers on the side, it almost feels like you have to go for like the full win push.
Well, the next big test is going to be Roshan is respawning in 15 seconds, and then they have the refresher shard, the Aegis, and the cheese. And if they can hold that, then they're in a very good position to win the game.
Yeah.
But whether they can hold that or not is the big question. Microphone.
Yep. Fix it up quickly. Also gives us a moment just to catch a breath and think about what's going on, especially with
Cypher
Mushi.
on Phoenix, by the way.
Oh, he actually did get the scythe now?
Yeah. AC on... Oh, Blink Dagger on Omni Knight, the new item. He's going for Madters there now, actually. I really think you just go...
It's like he's trying to break free of the silence now.
At this point, you commit for BKB, I think. It's like way better than a Manta. Because they don't only have that, they also have Winter Curse. So if you're ever in the AoE, you will just start whacking your teammates.
Is there something you get more by having the illusions over just having like the
straight
up
immunity? Well, you have Radiance, right? Radiance illusion, you can push out lanes a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can cancel Blink Daggers in teamfights.
Mushi's gonna get the hell out of here. He's being engaged on from multiple sides. The curse is out. The Brewmaster being committed. They just want a quick kill on him, but once he got Purification, Repel is available. Quick defensive heal scepter. No one's gonna come to help him here. So hits the ground, instantly silenced.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be burning buybacks. The buybacks are meant to be burned when Kinguin were forcing the issue too far.
Yeah, well, he will have to do it. And Brewmaster split us up in 15 seconds because of talent.
Exorcism is now being burnt. I think Mushi, now it's going to be the time. They're in deep enough. Nova is down. Can they get rid of it in time? It's right in the middle of it. iceiceice. Where's the clamp? Is able to connect. Kacor. Moon for the moment, but where is this attack? Moon's still back behind the tier 4 towers, pumping away at the Kinguin heroes. They've lost the ES. Now Exotic Deer will fall as well. They're holding the line. The regeneration and survivability is there from Mineski. And now pumping through even more. The Brewmaster split. Sure, you can keep popping it, but Mineski hold their tier 4 towers. They repel Kinguin. The cost was the buyback on both. Well, the Tusker was previously. It's just the buyback on Mushi.
Yeah, I really feel like they're too hasty. As soon as they initiated the fight, the Brew split still was on a cooldown for 15 seconds. And they really needed to... Because Sniper doesn't want to BKB right away, right? It will always get a chance to Yule him at least once. Yep. And that's 8 seconds without... like, the damage, basically. He's like 90% of the damage right now. If they can manage to Yule him up, they will win these team fights. But they need to be more calm. It feels like they just want to finish the game right now. Like, they're feeling themselves.
Yeah. Like, the longer this game goes on, we're further behind. Like, we can't finish the job. Is this what was that CIS game, the Fog Tonight cast?
What was it, for the 3 hours or something?
Yeah, it was the 3-hour matchup. Was like, well, it was Team Empire, I think, versus Vega or something.
Wasn't it Eternal Envy, that game?
No, Envy wasn't in that game.
There was also one of those, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Radiant should just like calm down right now, get Roshan, and get a really good organized fight. Maybe even get a pick-off like they did on Mushi bot lane, but they need to get the Roshan right now.
It's like they're trying to force the issue even harder, like with the Refresher or build on the Death Prophet. I saw that in a quick buy before, but you're already going to have the Refresher shard that comes in from Roshan.
He actually went back and bought a Hex on the DP instead.
Yeah.
It's just in the quick buy, but he didn't actually commit to buying it.
It just seems like the better initiation. Like they need to keep the Sniper locked down. As this BKB gets lower in duration, Moon is going to rely more and more on the babysitting of iceiceice.
And Repel doesn't remove the Hex anymore, so if they can get a Hex on him, it would be perfect.
They can at least protect him from the damage.
They should also try to make sure that they can get the Dispel off on the Sniper with the Brewmaster, because then he has no protection at all from the probe.
Oh, Roshan being chipped away.
Committing for Roche.
Mineski cannot come out to fight this.
No, they cannot.
They have no option here.
A good option right now is also to just burst down the Omni Knight first, because he does not have the buyback, and without the Omni Knight the Sniper will drop like a fly.
Yeah.
So they will have to, even if they burst the Sniper once, his buyback is gonna be a huge problem. So I think the best winning condition right now is you actually kill the Omni Knight, and then they don't really have the means to fight you anymore.
Oh, they got an Invis rune. That's in the hands of the Wyvern, an Arcane rune as well. Oh, what? That's like the only thing which would make that better is if it was a double damage rune on Lycan, but the Arcane rune on Death Prophet, who also has a Refresher shard. So a 76-second cooldown.
But the problem is you're gonna... you will have the third Exorcism faster, I guess, because you're gonna pop the Pressure Shard instantly after you pop your BKB and Hex.
Yep. We'll see how the timing all works out for it, but at least it'll allow him, like, the silence timings, the control timings that he's really looking for. Like, even the reduction of that's gonna be worth it.
The big problem DP has right now, he has only got 14 armor. He's actually not tanky at all. He dropped all his armor items, he does not have a Shiva Scar.
I suppose that's the upside of that in all Mushi having the Assault Cuirass. Nisha, there to jump in once again. Oh, that damage! Down to 2/3 of his life. The curse is nice, it's over on the Sniper, but it's only an Ogre, and Jabz pumping into him. So Moon will stand his ground. They need to bring down Nisha. Don't let him use that Refresher Orb. You'll set her up towards the end with the defensive BKB, allowing Exorcism to do the work. Attack that Moon was looking for. He'll turn around for a quick moment, but the 4-star bout, these tier 4 towers protected by the glyph for the moment. The user Refresher shard over on the Death Prophet, and now she goes again. Round 2 of the Exorcism. You've got everything else to go. The tier 4 towers all lost to the throne is exposed, but the damage output is too high. Moon will fall into buyback. The shrine is slowly being brought down. Can they keep the Ancient alive? It's low, almost gone. 300 on Ancient. Kinguin. It was rough, it was forced, but it is theirs, game 1.
They're very happy, visibly.